What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix and welcome to my updated Hunter guide. Over the years, Hunter has changed a lot, with new methods like AFK Maniacal Monkeys, or Herbiboars, Birdhouses, or black Chinchompas. But more recently, the addition of Varrock brought new moths and antelope, as well as the Hunter Guild, where Hunter Rumours within the guild are now one of the fastest ways to level up. Then, with Sailing's release, you can now hunt for crabs, providing high XP rates and profits. Additionally, Jagex changed trap mechanics, where there are now one-click harvest and reset options, as well as many improvements for mobile. For Ironman, the Hunter skill has solidified as a vital skill. For example, the new moths can regenerate your prayer points. Over time, Jagex makes changes to the Hunter skill, and there's no way for me to edit a 1-99 guide once I upload it, so you can now view the most up-to-date version of this Hunter guide on the Theoatrix Toolkit app. But before you get started with your Hunter training, it's important to understand all of the available Hunter equipment that could boost your XP rates. Firstly, at any level, you can drink a dose of a Hunter potion for a Hunter level boost, and this lets you catch things before you fully unlock them. This works best when doing things like Birdhouse Runs, where you can set up a higher level birdhouse without the level. Hunter potions, which give a +3 boost, can be bought off the Grand Exchange for about 200 coins a dose. But now there's also Super Hunter potions for about 700 a dose, and this gives a +6 boost. For Ironman, Super Hunter potions aren't the easiest thing to make, so instead you can make regular Hunter potions requiring Avanto and Kebbit teeth. A notable piece of jewelry for Hunter training is the Ring of Pursuit, and this shows the entire path when you're tracking Kebbits. This significantly increases your XP rates, and this is how you get some of the fastest Hunter rates at a low level. There's also completing the Bone Voyage quest to access Fossil Island, and that brings 3 Hunter training methods: birdhouses, drift nets, and herbiboars. These 3 methods are great ways to train your Hunter for different playstyles. To be able to use box traps, you need to complete the Eagle's Peak quest, and that has low requirements and is pretty short. Box traps are used to catch Chinchompas, where black Chinchompas can provide some of the fastest XP rates in the game. And there's also the Hunter Guild, requiring 46 Hunter to access. There's a range of noteworthy pieces of equipment from here, including the Quetzal Whistle, the Guild Hunter outfit, and more. On your journey to 99 Hunter, there are now a lot of great training methods. So in this section, I'll show you the best pathways to 99 Hunter depending on your playstyle. Then after this, I'll go into depth about each method with a mini guide for each. So firstly, your low-level Hunter training can be quite slow, and in this guide, I'll have a section about getting your first 40 levels or so. Then, this is the absolute fastest way to 99 Hunter, where the majority of your XP will come from Hunter Rumours and black Chinchompas. Birdhouse Runs and driftnet fishing both provide competitive XP rates as well, although on the training pathway you can really take advantage of the Ring of Pursuit for Kebbit tracking. Then, after the fastest pathway, I'll show some other fast methods, including the Salamanders, Chinchompas, as well as training at Herbiboar. These methods still give competitive XP rates, and can also be trained more relaxed compared to the fastest pathway. Then I'll cover the profitable Hunter training methods. And while most Hunter methods are profitable, there are some that stand out and make a lot of GP per hour. Rainbow crabs are a new one with sailing, which could make you quite a bit of cash. Then I'll go over some very low effort Hunter training methods. These require much less focus and attention compared to the other methods. Alright, now I'm going to go through every method with a mini guide for each. And if you want to skip to a certain method or to a certain level bracket, there are detailed timestamps down in the description. And I'm going to start by circling back to the low level Hunter training methods. At any hunter level, you can complete the Varrock Museum history quiz for a 1000 hunter XP reward. This is enough to get you from level 1 through to level 9 very quickly, and to start it, you make your way to the lower floor of the Varrock Museum to the north of Varrock. Then you speak to Orlando Smith to begin. Then you answer the quiz questions on the plaque near each display case, and to do it super fast, you can use RuneLight, which has a default plugin already installed that highlights the correct answer to each question. Otherwise, there are plenty of resources on Google. Also, at a low level, you can start building and using birdhouses, and these are actually quite efficient in terms of how much hunter XP you get for the amount of time you put in. The XP rates start at around 50k XP an hour at unlock, scaling up all the way to 200k XP an hour with redwood birdhouses. Birdhouse runs are done on Fossil Island, where you place 4 birdhouses around the island, then come back about 50 minutes later to collect the loot and experience. It's recommended to bring an extra clockwork on your run to make a birdhouse along the way, and I would highly recommend unlocking the dig site pendant and the mushroom teleport trees to make your runs as fast as possible. At level 7 hunter, or 9 if you just completed the natural history quiz, you can start catching Feldip Weasels, which provide the fastest hunter XP rates until level 15. These rates are only possible when using a ring of pursuit, which shows the entire pathway of the weasel. You can also pair the ring with a RuneLight plugin called Kebbit Sense, which highlights the object that the Kebbit is hiding in. So this means you can get nearly 20k an hour at only level 9, which is very fast for a usually slow skill. They're found in the Feldip Hunter area, accessible with a Feldip Hills teleport scroll, or the fairy ring code AKS. Another alternative from level 9 is catching copper longtail birds, and while catching these birds is pretty slow XP, it's the fact that they're right next to and can be done at the same time as the next fastest method. So using a bird snare, you can catch the copper longtails near Piscatoris, and there's a teleport scroll that takes you really close, so you catch 11 birds to reach level 12. Then you can start catching ruby harvest butterflies, which are in the same area, but ruby harvests do require level 15 hunter. So to do this method, you should bring along some hunter potions, and this is one situation where hunter potions are actually very useful. So the idea is you catch butterflies while waiting for the copper longtails to get caught in the bird snares. You can mark the butterflies with RuneLight, and you should try to camp at one of the butterfly spawn points. Also, it's not a bad idea to bring stamina potions for this method. Now, there's a new hunter method that came with sailing, and it's actually the fastest hunter XP between levels 21 and 40, and that is catching red crabs. With the Pandemonium quest, which is the introductory sailing quest, you can hunt these red crabs on the Pandemonium area. You firstly need to build the traps with buckets, planks, and nails, and you need fish offcuts for bait, which you can make with fish and a knife. Then you cycle between 2 to 5 traps depending on your level, and you crush the crabs with a pestle as you go. Overall, it's about 30k an hour at unlock, which is decent for the level. Now, another decent low-level hunter method is catching Sapphire Glacial Butterflies, found in the Relica Hunter area. These are a great alternative training method if you don't have any sailing on your account, and Sapphire Glacials have no external requirements. It's recommended to bring stamina potions for the best XP rates, and you should once again camp at one of the butterfly spawn points. To find a spawn point, catch a few butterflies and watch where they spawn. You can get about 25k XP an hour here, which is pretty close to red crabs, but overall, these are the best alternative for the fastest XP if you don't have or don't want to do sailing on your account. Embertail Jerboa, found west or east of the Hunter Guild on Varrock, are another very fast training method for a low level, giving around 40k an hour at level 39. But Jerboa are only the fastest method until level 43, or level 40 with a boost, so they're not that important, where you could just stay at red crabs or another fast method until 40 instead of 39. And the final low-level hunter method is aerial fishing, which could also fit into some higher level categories. This requires 35 hunter and 43 fishing, and gives a mix of fishing and hunter experience. In terms of hunter XP rates, it scales from 25k at unlock to around 80k at maximum, which is not great, but there are some useful unlocks from the activity. One tip is to always target the fishing spots that are closest to you, since the further the spot, the longer the travel time for your bird. So those were the low-level hunter methods. And now let's get into the methods that you'll use to reach the higher levels. I'm going to start with the absolute fastest methods in the game, and some of you might not like these methods since they require a lot of focus and clicking. But after this section, I'll cover some more low effort and profitable methods. If you ever want easy reference to these fast methods, you can check out the Theoatrix Toolkit app on Apple or Android devices. And on there, you can find a full list of these methods full of information in the Hunter Guide section. So I've spoken about Birdhouse Runs, but they're actually some of the best XP rates at all levels. For example, if you did a 2-minute Birdhouse run at level 80, you're effectively getting 200k hunter per hour. And one of the fastest regular hunter methods at level 80 is Expert Hunter Rumours, and these give 180k XP an hour, so birdhouses are pretty fast. The process of a birdhouse involves bringing 4 logs and 4 clockworks to Fossil Island. Then with a hammer and a chisel, you can build a birdhouse, and then you place it on one of the 4 tiles across Fossil Island. To access those 4 tiles, I'd recommend teleporting to the Verdant Valley first, with the mushroom teleportation, then teleporting to the mushroom meadow after that. If you set up the best birdhouse you can, going all the way from a low level to 99 hunter, this is approximately how long it's going to take to reach 99. 1 run per day is going to take over 7 years, but if you're able to do 6 runs a day, you can cut it down a lot. But possibly the most efficient hunter method in the game if you're going for the max cape is drift net fishing, unlocked at 44 hunter and 47 fishing. This is done underwater, beneath Fossil Island, meaning you also need the Bone Voyage quest. On top of that, it's recommended to have the diving apparatus and the fishbowl helmet from the Freeing Pirate Pete subquest. You should also get flippers, a merfolk trident, and full graceful to get the most out of drift net fishing. So the method involves chasing fish shoals into nets, clicking them once, and moving on to the next shoal. They make their way to the net, and you gain hunter and fishing XP. And eventually, the nets fill up, so you empty them and continue training. It scales from 60k to nearly 120k XP an hour here, and that's between levels 44 and 70. Then above level 70, it doesn't get any better in terms of XP rates. If you're considering this method, I would strongly recommend installing the DriftNet RuneLite plugin, and that gives you useful overlays and indicators that speed up your training. So we left off the low-level methods at level 40 Hunter, where red crabs were the fastest until level 40. Then at 40, the fastest method is the Falconry, using Hunter Potions. The spotted Kebbits require level 43 normally, but compared to Embertail Jerboa, the XP rates are almost doubled. The Falconry, near the Piscatoris colony, can give 70k an hour at level 40 using a Hunter Potion. To access the Falconry, Falconry, you can use a Piscatorus teleport scroll, or the AKQ fairy ring gets you there. To partake, you pay 500 coins to rent a falcon, so you need to bring cash, and I'd bring at least 10k to be safe. And to access a falcon, you can't have anything equipped in your glove, weapon, or shield slot, so nothing in your hands. Then you go down south to the Kebbits and target the spotted Kebbits. Once you catch one, you can watch for the next one's spawn location, and you can camp at that spawn area. And it's noteworthy to tag the Kebbits that you're targeting, and while catching, aim to click or even spam click the next action as your falcon is coming back to you. But at level 49, you unlock a method that can be faster than the falconry, and that is tracking razor-backed Kebbits. With Rings of Pursuit and Stamina Potions, paired with the Kebbit Sense Runelight plugin, you can already get close to 150k an hour at level 49. That is miles ahead of every other method at these levels, which makes it the fastest method between levels 49 and 72. Razor-backed Kebbits are found in the Piscatorus area to the east of the fairy ring. So with this method, you can use mini menu reordering to change the left click option of the bushes to attack, so you just left click the bush. You could also swap the mini menu for the raw beast meat to left click drop, saving you from pressing shift or right clicking. If you accidentally search a burrow without wearing the Ring of Pursuit, you can just hop worlds to reset it, and then wear the ring and continue training. Then, with level 72, you can begin partaking in Expert Hunter Rumours, which are one of the fastest hunter methods in the game. Hunter Rumours themselves are first unlocked at level 46 Hunter, but only at level 72 with Expert Rumours they become faster than the other methods. At 46 Hunter, it's about 50k an hour, but once you reach 72, the XP rates jump in the ballpark of 160 an hour. And at max, it goes up to 250. So Hunter Rumours are obtained in the Hunter Guild in Varrock, and the process is sort of like a Slayer task, but for Hunter, where you're assigned a certain monster to hunt, and when you retrieve the untradeable drop, you take it back to the Hunter Guild for your reward, and to get another rumour. But before you start, I'd recommend having some teleports made, and your hunter traps also ready in the bank. These are the teleports you'll need, as well as each of the hunter traps you need to stock up on. There's heaps of things I could say about Hunter Rumours, but it would make this video very long, so if you'd like an in-depth Hunter Rumours guide, I've linked one down in the description. And one level above Expert Hunter Rumours, at level 73 Hunter, you unlock the fastest Hunter XP in the game, which is Black Chinchompas. These are found in the wilderness, to the northwest of Spindle's lair. And to get there, you can use the level 35 Wilderness Obelisk, or a Waka Canoe, or a Revenant Cave teleport. At unlock, you can expect about 140k an hour, but it scales up to 225k an hour at 99. Then, if you have alt accounts that shoot the stray Chinchompas, you can reach above 260k XP an hour, which is the fastest hunter method in the game. Being in the wilderness, your XP rates and profit rates can be reduced dramatically depending on your luck with PKers. To be able to get the best XP rates, you need to tick manipulate your trap placement, and this is done by moving and starting a 3-tick action as you go to place the trap, and this is only slightly faster than regularly setting up a trap, but when you catch hundreds of thousands of these, that tiny amount of time does add up. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to upgrade your setup, consider getting yourself a gaming mousepad from my merch store. There's a range of designs in stock, including the Jad design, a sailing mousepad, as well as the new farming design. So to see what's available, go to theoatrix.shop or click the link down in the description, and you can use the code HUNTER to get 10% off. So those were all the fastest methods in the game, but now let's move into the other fast methods section, including methods that are still great ways to go to 99, but aren't exactly the fastest. Salamanders are first unlocked at level 29 with green salamanders, and these used to be a very fast training method at this level until a few years ago. There's 5 types of salamanders, ranging from green to teku, which are a new addition to the game with Varrock. To catch salamanders, you need small fishing nets and ropes, and you should bring extras in case you log out or go AFK for too long. Training on salamanders is pretty straightforward, where you set up a trap on the trees, then you wait for them to get targeted, then if the trap fails, you pick up the rope and net and reset the trap, but if it caught a salamander, you can click and reset the trap. So green salamanders are found in Mauritania. Ideally, you want to set up your traps at a location where there's 2 or more traps within close running distance. Then, with 47 Hunter, you can catch orange salamanders in the desert near Fairy Ring AKQ and also the Necropolis Hunter area. Being in the desert, you need water skins for these. At level 59, you can catch red salamanders, and they're found outside Urania Altar. And 1 level above unlock, you can place 4 traps at once with 60 Hunter. Then at level 67, there's black salamanders, this time in the wilderness near the Chaos Temple. And the final salamanders are teku salamanders, unlocked at level 79. They aren't super fast experience, but they are still decent, where going from 79 to 99 takes about 80 hours. So aside from salamanders, there's also a falconry pathway to the higher levels. There's 3 tiers of Kebbits at the falconry, and you should move on to the next one as soon as you unlock it. And the next fast method is hunting Chinchompas, which range from grey, red, or black chins. These are caught with box traps, which do require the Eagle's Peak quest to use. With 53, you can hunt grey chins, and they give pretty low XP rates, so it's probably worth waiting for red chins. So red chins at level 63 are a more viable option, but are even better above level 80 Hunter when you have 5 traps. Red chins are in Prifdinus, the Feldip Hunter area, or the Feldip Hunter Cave, and the XP rates still aren't amazing with red chins. But if you tick manipulate your trap placement and kill the stray Chinchompas, you can do pretty well. And the final type of Chinchompa are black chins, which I went into depth about those in the fastest methods section. So if you'd like to learn about those, there's a timestamp to that section down in the description. And with 80 Hunter, you unlock another fast training method, Herbiboar. This is done on Fossil Island, so you need the Bone Voyage quest to access. You'll need stamina pots, and it's recommended to have a herb sack and magic secateurs. So to start, you search one of the starter locations in the Mushroom Meadow, and it's strongly recommended to use the Herbiboar plugin, and that shows useful indicators of the Herbiboar's path. It's about 130k XP an hour at unlock, scaling up to 170 at 99, which is actually pretty good. It's more relaxed than some of the high intensity methods. Going from 80 to 99 Hunter at Herbiboars is going to take 65 to 75 hours of playtime. And now it's time for the profitable hunter methods. And while these don't bring in mega millions per hour, they provide decent hunter XP at the same time. So if you want to make some money while training hunter, these are good options. So with 35 Hunter, you can catch snowy night butterflies, which are a commonly used butterfly in PvM and PvP. They're found in the Relica Hunter area, requiring a butterfly net and multiple butterfly jars to catch. You should tag the butterflies and find one of their spawn locations. So I've already spoken about Chinchompas, and each of them can bring in substantial money. At higher levels, grey chins bring in about 200k profit, red chins are 400k an hour, and black chins are above 800. And since black chins are the fastest XP in the game, that's a pretty good profit rate, but black chins are in the wilderness. Then with 77 Hunter, you can catch rainbow crabs, which are a new piece of content added with sailing. So with that, you also need 64 sailing to hunt them, and that is to gain access to the Crown Jewel Island. They're found on this island, and the process involves building the traps, then baiting the traps, catching the crabs, and crushing each crab as you go. It currently gives 300k profit an hour catching these. XP wise, it's about 155k an hour at all levels, which is very fast considering the profit. And I already spoke about Herbiboar, unlocked at 80 Hunter, but I didn't mention the potential profit you can make from the herbs. You get about 300k an hour in profit from Herbiboar, so if you went from level 80 to 99 Hunter, you'd make about 30 mil in cash. Or it's also an excellent source of herbs for an Ironman, and that's also while getting very decent XP rates. Next up, we have the low effort hunter methods section, and these methods are considerably less click intensive compared to all the methods I've spoken about. The first properly AFK hunter method you unlock, aside from birdhouses if that counts, is hunting Pyre Foxes with 57 Hunter. This is done near the Avium Savannah, near the AJP Fairy Ring on Varrock, and the process is you set up a trap with a log, then you get another log from a nearby tree, then you go AFK until you catch a fox, and repeat. The XP rates are very slow though, and only worth doing if you're AFKing for at least a minute at a time. But at level 60, with completion of Monkey Madness 2, you unlock the best AFK hunter method in the game, catching Maniacal Monkeys. These provide at least 30 seconds of AFK time, and they're very relaxed. It involves using a banana to set up a trap, then you AFK next to it, and using RuneLite plugins and notifiers, you just wait and then click the trap to harvest and reset it. It's 50k an hour at level 60, scaling heavily to 110k at level 99. With the bananas, I would recommend bringing a full inventory of baskets of bananas, but you can also bring bones to bananas spells since there's bones in the area. With Maniacal Monkeys, going from level 60 all the way to 99 is going to take about 130 hours, which isn't too bad considering how AFK it is. And another excellent semi-low effort training method is doing red chins with the menu entry swapping set up. This makes it so you barely have to move your mouse, and with the right camera angle, you just keep left clicking every so often to catch and also reset the traps. So your menu entry swaps need to change the left click option on a placed trap to walk here. Then any caught traps will need to be changed to reset. So it's just a lot of clicking in the same spot, but it's not completely AFK. This method works best in the Feldip Hunter Cave after the Hard Western Province's Diary, but the other spots do work as well. With this method, you can expect to go from level 63 to 99 Hunter in about 110 hours. To finish this guide, it's important that I cover some Ironman Hunter tips. Birdhouses can play a massive role on an Ironman, giving a consistent source of birds' nests and sometimes useful seeds. Birds' nests can be used in the later levels to make Saradomin brews, and sometimes you get tree seeds from birdhouses, which are a big chunk of farming XP. Chinchompas can be utilized in a variety of ways on an Ironman, and catching them on an Ironman is a little more rewarding than the main game, since that's the only way you can get them. Hunter Rumours are quite suited towards Ironman as well, where you can get yourself the Hunter Whistle for teleports, or Rumours also give fur and meat sacks as well. So there you have it. That's my complete and updated 1 to 99 Hunter guide. If you learnt something or enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more old school content. YouTube channel members saw this video early, before it went live, so click the join button down below and you can directly support my content by becoming a channel member. Thanks for watching.